Alright, ellipses, student notes, day 1. Quick note about ellipses. A is always bigger. Alright, as usual, please make sure you have filled out your foldable prior to watching these notes or filling in these notes. It will help you understand how I got the values for each one of these sections. The center is at the origin, 0, 0. The value of A is 5. The value of B is 3. And you use c squared equals a squared minus b squared to determine the value of c, which is 4. The foci are located at 4, 0, or foci, whichever you prefer. The major vertices are located at 5, 0 and negative 5, 0. You'll notice that is consistent with the placement of the foci. The minor vertices or the co-vertices are here. I will fill in all of my critical values as points on my coordinate plane, and I will follow up by drawing my ellipse. Number 2. The center is no longer located at the origin, instead is at negative 2, negative 3. The value of A is 10, the value of B is 8, and again we use c squared equals a squared minus b squared. The way I remember whether it's a plus or minus is that it's always the opposite of whatever the symbol is in the original equation. And rather than filling in these values first, I will go ahead and graph it first. That makes it a lot easier to determine. So I'll go over to my center, and now I will count the number of units in each direction in order to find my critical values. So A is located underneath the y value. That means I have a vertical ellipse, so I'll count up and down 10 units. B is located under the x value, so I will count left and right 8 units. And the foci are located in the exact same place as the major axis, so I'll count up and down 6 units. Finally, I will fill in my ellipse. Now I can use that to determine my critical values. My foci are located at negative 3, 3, negative 3, negative 9. My major vertice, negative 2, sorry, not 3. And that is going to be negative 2, 7, and negative 2, negative 13. You will see the consistency here. These are both the same value as the x value of the center, and likewise you will see that with the minor co-vertices as well. So that's going to be negative 10, negative 3, and 6, 3. Okay, find the endpoints of the major and minor axes. Okay. We'll begin with the center. That's going to be at negative 5, 0. And as usual, I will draw a sketch of this to help me determine where the ellipse is actually located. A is 5, B is 4, and I will go ahead and fill it in from that. Alright, since A is underneath the x value, I will be counting left and right 5 units. I'll be counting up and down 4 units. And there is a rough sketch of the critical values on my ellipse. The endpoints of the major and minor axis are located here and here. So I need to determine those points at negative 10, 0, and 0, 0 as the endpoints of the major axis, and 4, negative 5, 4, and negative 5, negative 4 are the endpoints of the minor axis. Question number 4. Now we're going to be given a set of values, and from those values we are expected to write an equation of the ellipse. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and graph it so I can determine what it's going to be. Once it's graphed, it's easier to determine what your equation is going to be. The length of A is going to be 4. The length of B is going to be 1. Since A goes left and right and B goes up and down in this case, A will go underneath the X value, which is located at 4. The Y value, number 5, negative 2, negative 1, and negative 2, 1, 2, 3. The length of this axis is 4. Over here, I've got a co-vertex at this place. The length of this axis will obviously be 2, with the center point halfway between. So that means that the center is located at negative 2, 1. The value of A is 2 units long, and the value of B is 1 unit long. Now, because A is moving up and down this time, it will go underneath the Y value. So we get X plus 2 squared over 1 plus Y minus 1 squared over 4 equals 1. And again, we'll do the exact same thing with this one in a different location. So we're going to go 8. And then we'll go negative 2, and we have the length of the major axis. The co-vertex, or the minor axis, is located here. And I know that my center is located right there. The length of this A is 5, the length of this, which is B, is 3, and my center is located here at 3, negative 4, which incidentally is there and there. All right, A is 5, B is 3. A is back to the horizontal, B is back to the vertical, so it's going to be X minus 3 over 25 plus Y plus 4 squared over 9 equals 1. Number 7, yet again another one where I've just given all my critical values. I can determine what my answer is going to be. Center located at negative 2, positive 3. Endpoints are located here, and here. And this time I've been given my foci, not my major points. So I have to do a little bit of work on this one. So that means that my B, my minor axis, is 2. My C is going to be 3. And now I've got to go ahead and do C squared equals A squared minus B squared. So that's going to be 9 equals A squared minus 16. So I'm going to add 16 to both sides, and I get A squared equals 25, so A equals 5. All right, with that in mind, it's going to be x minus a -2, so that's plus, divided by A, which is going to be 25, plus y minus 3 squared divided by B, which is 4, and that's all equal to 1. All right, number 8, again, you're just given critical values, fill them in. So my point on my major axis is at 3, -2. And my foci are located at 3, 1 and 3, 3. So the center has to be halfway between, which is at 3, 2. That means that the length of C is 1, and the length of A is 4. Find B. C squared equals A squared minus B squared. That's 1 equals 16 minus B squared. Subtracting 16 to both sides, -15 equals -B squared. Therefore, B equals the square root of 15. X minus 3 squared over the value of B, which is 15, plus y minus 2 squared over the value of A squared, which is 16, equals 1.